guys, welcome back to another video. Today we decided to do a part 2 to our first questions video. Guys, we've eaten already. As you can see, we're eating burgers and sauce, and we're going to answer some extra questions just because after the last video, some of you did inbox me on Instagram and on TikTok to say that you wanted these questions to be answered in the next video. So inshallah, we're going to try to do that now. I am so sorry guys, because I just realised I did that whole intro piece and I was looking at the top part instead of looking at the camera itself. You know what?
We're getting there.
We're getting there. But let's start with the first question. Guys, I want to eat so bad, I'm starving. But anyway, what's the most embarrassing thing we did as newlyweds?
Is this what we answer yeah. or we eat?
No, you have to say what's the most embarrassing thing we did as newlyweds. So what do you think that, do you want to say what I did embarrassing or what you did embarrassing?
You first.
Okay, go on. Me? About you? Okay. I think, what did you do embarrassing? Oh guys, so what, it's not really embarrassing, but I knew that he found it embarrassing because he told me afterwards. He has something like in his nose. He has something in his nose. You guys might know about it, but it's something within his nose which is an extra piece of fatty tissue. So it basically means that sometimes he can't breathe. Like, it makes it difficult for like air to go through his nose easier. So he takes a nasal spray in order to manage it. But he told me he was like super embarrassed and he was trying to use it on our honeymoon as like less as possible because he was scared. Or like, not scared, but he was embarrassed that he kept using it over and over. But I didn't even notice that he was using it. But he did say that he was embarrassed at the fact that he had to use it. And
it was weird.
He didn't want me to see that he was using it.
Yeah, it was weird at one point. I was like, okay, how many times am I going to sniff this in front of my wife? Bloody hell, take it easy. But I need it. I actually genuinely need it.
And what would you say my embarrassing thing that I did? Like, or as a newlywed, basically.
Getting comfortable not wearing makeup. It took you a while.
So, I'm the type of person, like, especially if I'm new to you, I like wearing makeup. And I'm self-conscious because, guys, a lot of you always compliment my skin. And, like, alhamdulillah, it's come a long way. But because I have something called PCOS, that means that I deal with, like, a lot of hyperpigmentation, a lot of acne breakouts, pimple breakouts, and like alhamdulillah it's calmed down in the pimple aspect, but I do deal with like a lot of sometimes like these little spots that like gather together, and sometimes they're like really painful and they leave marks. So obviously in us, when we first got married, I was like,
there's a bone in my burger.
Don't chew too quick.
I tell you.
But yeah, so for that reason, I was a bit scared about like him seeing me without makeup. But at the same time, guys, don't get twisted. It's not like a big difference, but it's a difference obviously to a full bit of makeup, which I do have on right now. What was you thinking on your Nikkah day?
I remember that. I was like, I've done it. Went through all that, and it's flipping happening.
Guys, these fries are so good.
I was like, yes, alhamdulillah. Yeah, aww. you say yes. Sign that paper. You're mine.
Go. Okay, what I was thinking, firstly, I was scared in general because I was like, oh my God, I'm getting married. Like, I'm 25 and I'm like, I'm getting married. And I know some people like 25 is old, but I was like, I'm 25, I'm getting married. Am I ready for this? And I knew I was ready, but it's like wedding jitter. So I was literally just like, oh my God, should I do this? And then I remember when I even signed the paper, I think I asked the sheikh like so many times, like, do I sign here? Do I sign here? Even though it said clearly like the bride signs here, but I was asking, I was trying to make sure that like it was a correct formality, but at the same time, I was like, should I sign here? But alhamdulillah, like that completely went after it was done, but I was just thinking like, oh my God, this is me. Oh my God. Guys, did you see I almost dropped the fork onto my trousers? I would have been crying. What was your budget for the Nikkah and the wedding? I'll let him speak about this because I didn't pay for nothing. Well, I did, but not really.
In the car.
Mm.
I think it was about just under £5,000, but it came down way less because the way you designed it. Because we ended up doing it in the house, and then she decorated it amazing. She did everything.
So at first, pre-COVID, we wanted to do it at like a venue, make it like a big deal, and it was going to cost us 5k. Then, obviously, because we wanted to do it in COVID, and we didn't want to waste any time any longer, because we just thought,
We're getting older.
not only that, it was a sign from Allah, the fact that, you know, it's probably destined for us to do it in COVID instead of spending 5k just for a Nikkah.
Yeah.
So, for the Nikkah, it was meant to be 5k, but we ended up doing it at the house, and I just decorated it, like balloons, floral like arrangements, matching napkins, tablecloths, all that kind of stuff, seating plan, and I just did it like as nice as I could. I wish I'd taken more videos and pictures because so many of you asked to see these things, but at the same time, in a lot of them, I wasn't a hijabi back then, so anything I show you, you're going to see my hair, so it's like, I can't really show you. And for the wedding, it was going to be about 8 to 10, but we didn't end up doing a wedding. We ended up leaving it at the Nikkah because we were meant to do the wedding 6 months after the Nikkah, and then we were like, once 6 months had passed, and like, you know, we'd all like blended into the family well, we'd had little parties here and there, like my my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law threw me a party after the Nikkah, with like a bunch of other women and like my some of my friends and stuff, and for that reason I felt like I'd had so many parties like back to back, the engagement, the Nikkah, then a party after that, that I didn't feel like I needed a wedding. I know, don't get me wrong, it was, and in a way it's still my dream. Like I wanted the whole white dress thing, and hopefully, I don't know, I'll probably rent out a dress just for the wedding pictures, just to have that, you know, that whole white wedding dress thing. But to say I want to do a wedding, like, no. Like the other day we even got, well, I got asked actually at a wedding, at another wedding, and they said, oh, when is your wedding happening? Doesn't matter if you all must be married for 2 years. Like, have a wedding. Like, people really want us to have one, especially as well, I think it's because we're such like a vibrant like couple, and we get on with everybody. We're the jokey sort of couple, so for that reason everyone's always like, our wedding would be lit. But literally, I don't think it's gonna happen at all. I've said to hubby that inshallah, when Allah blesses us with a baby, that my baby shower will be my wedding. Literally, I'm going to make my baby shower so lit, inshallah, it's going to be so lit that it's gonna look like it's a wedding. So that's where that 8k and 10k is gonna go. The mincemeat. Let me taste some.
Why did I mention it?
Guys, you should know. Guys, this burger and sauce is lit. Okay, 1 minute. Oh god, I don't want jalapeno.
Should have touched mine in the first place.
Take the jalapeno back.
Put it back now. Yeah, put everything back.
Be nice.
Yeah, what's the thing you got?
Guys, is anybody else's husband bare angry when it comes to sharing food? The next question is, why didn't you do a wedding? As I previously said, didn't do it because after 6 months I was just like, you know what, there's no point. And not only that, guys, I'm this type of person. After that, the Nikkah and everything, and after the engagement, I sort of realised, well, I knew this already, I'm a people person, but I'm not really. Yeah. And then I realised, do I really want to spend 10k on a wedding for like 500 people or 400 people that some of them I don't really like?
Oh no.
No. Oh no. Will you get off the fact that you didn't have a wedding? Well,
yeah, I need to know, guys, will she ever get over the fact we never had a wedding though? Because bless her, she did say, she's ever since she remembers being a child, wedding dresses, you know, big tables, picnic style, everyone's in the garden. She's told me everything. I just want to know, will she get over it?
To be honest, I will. Like, or I have, should I say? Because now, like, a baby shower is all that I want. So I think, so for that reason, I have gotten over it. And inshallah, I'm just waiting on the time that Allah blesses me with a baby, and I will give my time. Also as well, why didn't you move in with your in-laws? Now, this is like a big thing. I know for many, like, well, it's changing really because not many people are moving in with their in-laws. But I think for me, the reason why I didn't do it was because of the language barrier. I don't speak Arabic, and not only that as well, like my mother-in-law's home is quite small, and like my two brother-in-laws already live at the house. Like there's just no space. But I feel like probably if he had married like somebody who's more like traditional, like Yemeni, I know that like within the culture is very like normal for the guys to either move in with the family or move out by yourself. But me personally, I couldn't have done it just because as well, I live in quite a big home and it's got a lot of space in it. So like downsizing just wouldn't have been practical to me. Not to say either that there's anything wrong with a small house. People don't come for me. I've just grown up in a larger house. So it was just more convenient and a lot more better to our situation that he moved in with me.
I think tradition-wise, it's a good thing. But
yeah,
if there's more males in your household and one of your brothers are getting married, it's best for them to move out.
Yeah.
There's still people in the house that can look after your parents. Me personally, if I was the last child, I'd get married to someone who I'd want them to move in with my mum and my dad and just live a happy family from there if you have the space.
I think
If you don't have the space, then you don't have
also
the
as
space.
well,
It makes things
but
harder.
the reason why I couldn't do it is because as great as my family is, like my in-laws and so forth, I couldn't do it because I feel like you argue.
We do.
Not only that, when you're newlywed, you're trying to figure each other out, and I feel like trying to figure each other out in a household of so many other people, like you will have his mom that still wants to cook for him. Don't get me wrong, my mother-in-law can cook, so she still wants to cook for him. It takes a lot of my plate, but at the same time, at the same time, I feel like he will still be like have that mothering, whereas like when he moves out he has to be a lot more independent, like also as well having you as a wife and you him as a husband. So I feel like it's just super better in all fairness that if you can move out, not saying that you should do it, if you don't have the financial stability, don't think that you know, speaking negative on those that do move in with the in-laws, but if you have the financial stability to do so after your Nikkah engagement, all that, then do it.
Yeah.
What's the next question? Was it awkward moving into your wife's home?
Yeah. In the beginning.
But can I have some of that one?
No, I'm saving that for later. You can have some of this one.
Please, I want a bit of that one.
Yeah, I'm working with sabr.
Thank you. This one looks good.
In the beginning, it was awkward. Oh, I'm going to move into a woman's house. Blah, blah, blah. Shaitan playing on my mind.
Yeah.
And then, I was like, nah, there's nothing wrong with it. And then day, she's my wife. I'm going to be taking care of her, be taking care of the house as if it was my house. And now it is my house. I'm living at home with my wife. But in the beginning, it was awkward. You put some ego and some pride in you.
Literally, guys. It's the ego and the pride.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta knock that down. You gotta allow it a little bit and say, you know what, it's okay.
And as well, I think what it is, that a lot of you have gotten it confused. I did not buy the house that I'm in now. What it was, this is my family home. My mum was obviously living here. When my mum passed away, I took over the home. So that's the reason why we have the house that we live in now, because I was already living here when my mum passed away and I didn't want to leave my family home after she passed away. So for that reason, it's literally just me and my sister. And it was my brother at the time, but my brother moved out after like a couple of months after we got married. So it's literally like we've got this big house. And
oh yeah, and that's what made it easy.
yeah, it was. We've got this big house and it's literally just me and my sister.
It was a
so
waste.
it's a great family home because it's quite big.
It would have been a waste to move out.
Yeah, definitely. Would she have waited any longer to get married, or was it the right time?
Me personally, I wish I did it 5 years ago. I wish I just asked her to marry me 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago.
You know what it is, guys? I'm the type of person that I'm quite in tune with myself mentally and physically as well, but mentally. And for that reason, I just felt.
No!
Wait. One more bite.
But I just realised
One more bite.
you've had that for ages. You've ate my chickens.
It's so good though.
Guys, this is what I've got to live with. Wallah.
And then let me take some of this one.
I'll break you.
Babe, let me take
I'll break
some.
your fingers.
Yeah. But I'd say, so for that reason, mentally being in tune to myself. Don't look at me, look at the camera.
I want my food.
Mentally being in tune with myself. Basically, I just knew that I wanted to make sure that I knew myself. I knew what I wanted in life. I knew what my likes and dislikes were before I could expect a man to get to know those things. And for that reason, I feel like at 25, I had like empowered all those things or gained all that knowledge on myself. I feel like it's very important for young people, as much as yes, it's better to get married young if you know that you're going to commit haram and so forth, but I feel like sometimes if you can delay it a little bit in just getting to know yourself more and understanding that in getting married, that doesn't mean that a man's going to come to dote on you. He's going to do everything for you and he's going to know automatically what you're thinking, and he should go above and beyond to figure out what you're thinking and all that. If you don't know already the hardships that you're going through mentally and you don't know how to get yourself out of your funks, your upset. My burger! Oh, I hope you choke. No, I'm keeping both.
Oh.
Okay, but yeah. If you don't know about like how to deal with your own stuff, you can't be expecting for somebody else to figure you out. So to me, 25 was perfect. I wouldn't have done it any earlier.
I would.
Nah, I wouldn't have.
I wish I did. Because there's no difference between me now and me when I was 21, 22. Only a little bit.
No, there's a difference.
Yeah, there was stuff.
There's a difference.
I think subhanAllah, Allah puts you in the marriage
At the right
time anyway. So,
and also
alhamdulillah.
I feel like, especially for me, making sure like I was good in uni and all that stuff. But you know what? We'll get to the whole university aspect and being married. We'll get to that. Do you feel like you married at an old age? Well, I answered that no.
Old age, no. What's old? I believe people can still get married at 40, 50.
Fair enough.
I really do.
What would you say to a couple from different cultures / race trying to get married?
Just do it. It's not haram. No matter what parent or what culture you've been raised by, it is not haram. Me personally, I say as long as they are Muslim, because it makes it easier. But men are allowed to marry a Jew or a Christian anyway. But that's a whole different subject that I don't want to get into. But if you're in a relationship, 2 different cultures, 2 different races, and you want to get married, just do it and let the rest be. It's a test from Allah anyway. As long as you can cope it as a person, you need to question yourself and say, can I really live with that other person because of their race or culture?
Yeah.
I said yeah. I knew I could. Personally, I knew I could. Alhamdulillah.
Oh God. For me, don't look at my bag.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Thank you. Did you put fries on there?
Yeah.
So you took all the saucy ones?
No, I added extra fries from this bag.
Yeah, I know. Because you ate all the saucy ones that were in here.
I just added sauce to that.
No. When it was in your hand.
Guys, anyway, my scarf is coming loose.
Yeah. What's the next question?
No, but for me, I would say there's no problem with it. Try your hardest, inshallah, to make it halal. Don't, at the same time, your parents should not be making it difficult for you. Like it's haram for them to make it difficult for you. As you said, there's nothing wrong in it. two races. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And also as well, I would say don't push it too much. Like, don't be too, how can I say, don't be too forceful on your parents in your approach.
No.
Because you've got to understand that their thoughts have been built on a cultural thing, like a historical thing, and that doesn't, in no way does that make it right. But you have to understand that breaking down that barrier that's been innate through your whole practical like bloodline or heritage is going to be difficult. And if you're like, you've spoken to them once, well, you don't care about me, you don't love me, I'm going to do it anyway. That's a child's response.
Yeah.
As an adult and as a respectful person, because being an adult is all about respect as well. As a respectful person, you have to have the patience and the respect, because it's your parents, to put the work in. Because there's been multiple things that you have been difficult with them about, and they've remained patient. They have gone over with you over and again. They've allowed you to do certain things or whatever, and they've kept that patience with you. So I feel like the same patience that your parents have for you, you must have for them. So don't get me wrong, it's frustrating because in your mind you're in love, you're not doing anything haram, you just want to do what you want to do, you want to be with that person. But at the same time, sometimes it's a test from Allah to see if you can manage the pressure, because not only are your parents going to judge you, the outside world's going to judge you. So if you can't take it from the people that love you, the outside world is going to cripple you and your marriage. Yeah. So sometimes the tests are a way of you just building up that little bit of resilience and strength. And I feel like obviously he had to do that in his situation because it was a lot more harder for him in, you know, us getting married and so forth. So I can imagine it's super difficult, and I hope for all of you that are struggling out there, inshallah Allah makes it easier for you. But have patience and literally just ride the wave. Sometimes you put a little bit too much pressure on something and it's Allah's way.
Yeah, don't overthink things.
It's probably Allah's way sometimes, saying that person's probably not for you, but at the same time that's not the thing. You just have to do your bit and just persevere. The next one is, what's the next one? Is it an issue that your wife doesn't speak Arabic? I would say yeah. Now, guys, the reason why it's it's like an issue is because my mother-in-law is mainly strictly Arabic. She knows a few words here and there. She knows exactly what I'm saying, but she doesn't know how to respond back to me in English. So I will say something and she'll be like, yes, or I'll be like, hello. She knows how to say hello, how are you, all those type of things. She would say all of those in English, or I would say something to him, like me and him will be play fighting or something, and I'll be like, you stupid idiot, smack him, and she will laugh because she knows exactly what I've said. She just doesn't know how to interact with me back in English, and vice versa. I don't know how to interact with her in Arabic, so it is a lot harder. At the moment, I think it's as well because I'm studying, I don't really want to add anything else studying to my way, but hopefully that is something, especially as well because we're going to have children, obviously they're going to know Arabic. It's something that I have to learn. So inshallah, around that time, hopefully I'll be able to find someone to fluently teach me. He does know, but at the same time, my husband sometimes will be speaking to my mother-in-law in Arabic and English. So we're both screwed. The next thing, what made you wear your scarf? To be honest, guys, I feel like this is for a whole other video. Probably in my revert story video. Just because it is quite long-winded. And I know it won't bore people, but at the same time, it's a long video. But in the short form, I wore it because I was getting more serious on my deen. And I just thought, you know what is really holding me back? And to be honest, it was probably what I thought that people who knew me before wearing my hijab, I was worried about what they would think about me now. And it's not to say I wasn't a mad, crazy person, like moving nuts before my hijab, not at all. But it was just because obviously it is a difference. You go from wearing, you know, ripped jeans, a shirt with your hair out, nothing like the shirt not covering your bum area, to now oversized, more modest clothes, less fitted. So obviously it's it's a difference. And then you go from a sort of like I had blue hair at one point, I had a bob, I had curly hair, so it's like now that no longer attributes to me, is it a way of I'm almost losing my identity, but at the same time, my identity is written by Allah, who I am is written by Allah, and I feel like how people have met me and know me as Becca, my hair hasn't contributed to that in no shape or form. Neither has my clothes contributed to that. If anything, my soul and who I am as a person has made certain people be part of my life. And I think sometimes when you're thinking about wearing the hijab, you're worried that it's probably going to change people's perspective of you, and you're worried that you're not going to be seen as yourself. But to be honest, it's not made any difference. If anything, it's made my life easier, way easier. I'm
happy.
Alhamdulillah, easier.
Alhamdulillah.
Will you do a revert story? Inshallah, that will be another video like further down the line. If you guys really want it really bad, please let me know and I will try to do it. I'll just have to like write down some notes, because guys, I reverted when I was about 17, 18, so obviously a lot happened during that time, and I've only just started wearing my hijab last year, October, so it's about to be a year soon. So obviously there's a lot to cover, so I'd rather do a video about it. Will you reveal any names for your future kids?
No.
No. Guys, we are the most pickiest people when it comes to names. So when we agree on something, we can't share it.
And we're not changing it.
Got to come back in.
Doesn't matter. And we're not sharing the name. Nah.
Literally no. Are you rich? I wish.
Do you wish?
Babe.
Inshallah, one day.
I mean,
but
no, we are not. People think all it is, guys. I love interior design. I love looking for bargains, and because I have, like, not to be boastful or anything like that, I have an eye for, so I will find a diamond in the rough, put it this way. Like for instance, I will go to Home Bargains and I will find something that should belong in a more upper class shop. And if it doesn't look the way that I want it to look, but it has the structure of that item that I do need, I would DIY it to make it look how I need it to look. So it's not that I'm rich at all. And yeah, what we do really, like, if there's anything that we do like and it is on the more expensive side, it will take us months before we purchase that item, but we will steadily like put it in a pot, or we will say this is our goal for this part of the house, or that's our goal to that part of the house, and that's what we would do. But we're not people that's like, oh, today we feel like doing the stairs, we are going to just go drop 2K on the stairs. Inshallah, that would be our goal. Like later on.
I'm gonna walk into a showroom
and
buy that new Audi RS3 in grey.
God.
Ooh, inshallah.
But no, we are not rich. Inshallah, we will be though. I mean, would you live in an Islamic country? Yes.
Hell yeah. And that's the plan, inshallah.
Yes, that is the plan.
Don't know where yet. But, you know, Turkey, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia.
Because
I don't know
about y'all, but these gas and electric prices are about to cripple.
And the petrol.
80%. 80%. I could save a lot more money. I know you guys have probably seen that TikTok where that English teacher came from the UK, and he now does he teaches English as well in Dubai, and whereas he was in the minus in the UK, he's 1,500 up in Dubai monthly.
That's mad.
And that's after he's done his socializing, chilled with his family, everything. That's just what he has extra. So inshallah, that's another thing that we're hopeful for the future. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I'll let you speak because I want to eat my
rich. Inshallah, rich.
Okay.
Doing good. Doing good.
You know what, guys? We don't. When he says it as well, guys, my husband has a way of he will just say so. He doesn't mean that. When he says that he wants to be rich, he means at a place where he's absolutely just comfortable, but not. Babe, you don't mean like excessively, do you?
Hella! I want 200 billion pounds. I will go, inshallah, if Allah blesses me with that amount of money somehow. Oh, I'm gonna go back home and sort a lot of stuff. Help
guys, I would like to
need.
be rich. but not too much. But you know what? If Allah decides to make you, I might argue.
Yeah, why are you talking?
Allah.
Inshallah, one day. But I think at the same time, it wouldn't bother me even if I'm not. Even if I'm not, alhamdulillah for everything. No, I'm just saying, like, even if I don't ever make that much money,
alhamdulillah, regardless.
It's just a dream. If I did, you know, it's one of them questions. If you did have so much money, what would you do? That's all.
Is finishing uni important before marriage? What do you think, babes?
Me, I don't think so. Personally, I think either if you're both going to uni or one or two, doesn't matter. You know how I did it with you? I didn't mind. I just let her when she needed to study. I didn't bother her. Just let her.
And even now, guys, like, I'm in my final year, and literally,
even now, I don't bother her when it's uni time. It's uni time, and some men and some female need to understand that sometimes. Like when it comes to uni, just give your partner some space, and don't be stressing them out at times.
For me, I wouldn't say like. Hold on, I think I've lost sight of the question. Where was it, babe?
Which one?
No, to me, I wouldn't say finishing uni is not important, but I feel like maintaining it and making sure you don't miss your class and all those type of things, because people don't realise uni and a marriage is semi-similar. Uni requires discipline, it requires organisation, and a marriage requires discipline. It requires organisation and time, and it requires knowing how to manage your time. So I feel like if you know that you struggle in uni as it is to meet deadlines, to be there on time, to juggle all the workload, marriage is about juggling, because not only do you have, you know, you've got to juggle spending time with your husband, being there for your husband, maintaining your home, cleaning your home, cooking food in your home, the bills that come with your home, decorating your home, all these things is what comes with marriage. And then, like, inshallah, you have kids as well. You then have to juggle that. So I feel
I think if you're gonna have kids, finish uni first.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, if you're a person that you know that you struggle with the simple task of uni, do not think that marriage is going to lighten that load. It is not. If anything, it's going to add more to your plate. And if you don't have the structure already to deal with that, probably try to get more hands-on and more in tune with your studies first before you think about taking extra stuff. Do you argue a lot? Not really.
Hardly.
Well.
Very, very rare. We don't see the point in argument. I like smiles, happiness.
Literally, we don't argue. Like, we will bicker, but I would say it's like a bicker like every month or so, like once a month.
And something stupid.
And it's all, to be honest, it's always about something that is like this.
Damn it.
But
something you can laugh about?
Guys, because I study psychology, I would take this to this.
She does.
Because to me, if you say something to me, I'm going to think of 10,000 other ways that you possibly meant that. But he only meant it the one way.
Yeah, and sometimes I love doing it to her. I know that she's going to think like that, so I just do it.
My bag is getting stiff.
I love playing with her psychology.
Okay. The next one, who spends the most money?
You.
I don't know why I looked at him.
I don't know why you asked me. Even they know that.
Guys, I've got clothes. Not only that, like I told you, I've become a hijabi. My whole wardrobe needs redoing.
Yeah, man, that's what's costing still. I think it's time to take her off.
Stars. Do you enjoy being TikTok creators? Yes.
Yeah. It's quite fun. It makes me laugh sometimes, so yeah, I do. I do, I love it.
The only time we don't like doing it
the long ones.
Is the long ones, guys. If you see us do those ones where it's a full-on like monologue piece.
Yeah. They're long.
It's because you're filming, it's not the right angle, it's not the right lighting. You said it not in time, like in sync with the actual tip. It's annoying. But other than that, for the most part, we love it because it's put us on a platform to do what we're doing right now, and to the point that you guys want us to be on YouTube. So, alhamdulillah. Do you think people should marry young?
Again,
each to your own.
Each to your own, man. But I do recommend it. I think the younger the better, man. Me personally.
God, I'm doing
Are
it.
you good, fam?
Mm-hmm.
Look like you was about to die.
Well, ew. The burger's getting like
Harder to chew.
but it's fine still.
Nah, I like to eat my food quick.
But I would say, if you want to get married young, go for it. But
Just be ready.
just make sure you're ready.
Yeah, man.
Because even from a male perspective, the Quran says that you have to do a lot.
You do.
And if you know that you are not already helping your mom or your sisters, but yet you're ready to take on somebody else's daughter, you need to go back to the drawing board.
Hello.
For daughters, if you know that you are not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're not doing your studies, you are not like,
Go back.
you know, like you don't.
Not even go back, but get ready then.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. And alhamdulillah, my mum used to always
And as well, if you don't work, because some people don't work, and you probably are gonna have to work when you get married. Because if you doesn't have that much money and you are marrying young, that means that both of you are gonna have to work. So if you're thinking that you're gonna be able to just sit down and not really do anything, it's not gonna work like that.
Yeah.
You probably are gonna have to work. And also as well, when I say cooking and cleaning, both sides have to learn that. A man has to learn it, and so does a woman as well. But I'm just talking about in respect of like what
Respect for each other.
Yeah, like what's
We're not
culturally
talking
out there
about
at the minute.
culture. Culture, because we know what they teach. We're talking in the sense of what you should be doing.
Yeah.
To be prepared for change.
You both. I just say that this: if you're in your family households and neither one of you are helping your family members, you're not ready to take a husband and you're not ready to take a wife.
Yeah.
Because love first starts at home.
Yeah.
So if that ain't really planning out right, start again. Do you think having money is necessary for marriage?
Of course. Of course. Obviously, let me...
But when I say having my money as well, I don't mean rich, but
No, stable. Because at the end of the day, everything is left to Allah. And even the broke people is left to Allah. But also Allah has given you a brain. That in your brain, you know, you want certain things are going to happen in your life. You're going to need money. So go out there and work and make money so that you're comfortable when you're married.
Yeah. And if you don't have it, because I know some people don't have it but just want to get married, as long as you're making a solid plan, like if you're going to live at your in-laws and you say, oh, I want to live at my in-laws for 2 years and we're going to raise money, you can do that. But as long as there just has to be a plan. It can't just be, oh, we're going to do this and there's no plan, because that's not what adults do. It's not necessary. And also as well, if you don't have a plan, nothing without a proper foundation will crumble. It needs a foundation. So you have to, you know, give yourself some building blocks to make this little home.
Or even just write down things that you want to do together.
Do you think having... Oh, sorry guys, I was about to repeat the same question. Oh, this is the last question actually. What to do if a family member of your partner hates you?
Don't talk to them.
Yeah, move on.
And?
Not everyone's gonna like you, sweetheart.
Yeah, it's like, you stay away from her and you stay away from her and you stay away from him and he'll stay away from you. Don't wreck it and don't destroy something that's between you two. Just
to be honest, like in my situation, if there's certain people that don't like me, majority of the time I want to see them at weddings. I don't care.
Man.
Well, you don't care. You keep it moving. So I'm like, you move, you keep it moving.
And even if it's someone close to you, just stay away from when events or family time are together. Just when you get there, just stay away from that person.
But yeah,
there's no problem.
That's it.
But
literally, guys, that was 26 questions. I know you guys love this one because we can tell this is the one with the most views. So y'all are some nosy people here. But to be fair, I'm nosy though.
And we love you.
So it's okay.
We love you and we gotta tell you.
We enjoy doing these videos because at the same time we like to eat food.
Yep.
And the food was smacking. Do you want to finish this, babe?
You gonna finish them chips?
You gonna finish it?
This is what I love my wife.
But yeah, guys, we absolutely love filming these videos, and inshallah we can do many more. And if you guys want more videos, please let us know what you want us to be doing, because we know we could do some challenges and stuff. We don't want to keep doing mukbangs because this is not a mukbang challenge.
Are you gonna make me fat?
Yeah, guys.
Guys, I'm gonna get fat. I usually
like
get
these
fat.
jeans right now. They're like. And I'm burping. I think it's because of the cheese on the fries. Alhamdulillah.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
let us know in the comments. And until then, peace.
Oh, peace.
Why did it take forever to do that?
Because I was pulling funny faces at you at the time. Did you
Bye,
guys see?
guys.
Bye.